Hello and welcome to the Pandit Show. I'm Dixon Oro Dimabior and this is the Kenyan Pandit. So first, let's focus on what is happening in the Kenyan political space and we are going to start with the latest sentiments from the former senator of Kakamega, Cleophas Malala, who was once a darling of President William Ruto, but now is all allegiance is to ensure that Ruto goes home. What did he say?
So sisi tumesema hivi, William Ruto, ile bei utasema. Ukisema kila kifo ni milioni 10. Sisi wa Kenya tunataka tuchange milioni 10, tukupatie pia wewe tuue mtoto wako, tuone kama hiyo milioni 10 inatosha. Yes. Bei yoyote ambayo utasema, bei ambayo utalipa, sisi tutachanga hiyo pesa, tukupatie wewe, tuue mtoto wako, tuone kama inatosha mtoto wako.
And so, having listened to that clip, one thing that I've come to notice is that sometimes Kenyan politicians actually forget about their past, and listening to this again, I would say that this is now not politics. And I want to say that this was quite reckless, and the politician who uttered these words, and that is none other than Cleophas Malala, should actually come back to his senses and think twice before he utters such words again. Why do I say so? You know, for those who don't know this guy called Senator Malala, this guy is a sycophant, because remember the time when he was in ODM, this guy would actually say it all against the former president Uhuru Kenyatta. He called Uhuru names, and there was a time, if you can remember well, Senator Malala, back then when he was a senator, he was arrested and put into police cells. He cried foul there, saying that he was being targeted for no good reason. And from there, that is when he parted ways with Raila Odinga, because he thought that Raila Odinga and ODM would go and actually rescue him, having insulted President Uhuru back then. Then this guy left Raila Odinga and joined the UDA group. And if you can remember well again, this guy was one of the staunch supporters of William Ruto, President William Ruto, that is the current president. And at one point at a rally in, I don't remember well, but in one of the places in Western Kenya, he called Raila and Uhuru names, very, very bad names. And people thought that Malala was being targeted again. So he became the UDA Secretary General, and he had his own issues, which led to his expulsion from the party. So now he's out of UDA. He joined hands and is now in DCP with Rigathi Gachagua. And now these are two people whom we can say are victims of circumstances, because he was expelled out of UDA and Rigathi Gachagua was impeached. So when you see such people joining forces against the current regime, a regime that they were part and parcel of its formation, then you as a Kenyan who is trying to follow such reckless and applauding him for such sentiments, then you must also ask yourself a question, because these politicians have got their self-interest. And paying attention, you will realize that these are people on a revenge mission, because you cannot tell me that at one point you praised someone with all sorts of good names, then all of a sudden when you part your ways with him, then you start calling him names, you start wishing him the worst things that you could not even wish to happen to your worst enemy. So here kuna kuchezwa, wananchi wanachezwa hii nchi. Unapata leo wanasiasa wakiwa pamoja, they actually feel okay because there is something they are gaining from. But when they part their ways in a painful manner, they want to come and show their pain to the public so as to win the public sympathy. I think such politics, kind of politics is outdated in this country. And Kenyans are smart. They know that these are people who are looking for shoulders to lean on. They really want Kenyans to be part of their suffering. And once they sail over it, then they forget about Kenyans. So Kenyans lazima tuwe wajanja. Let's be smart this time round, and let's not vote in people. Let's not support people or follow people because of the circumstances they are in, because of sympathy. And that is clearly what Malala is trying to portray outside there. And you know, if you've been listening carefully, Malala has been daring the current government and is calling for his own arrest, is calling for his own frustrations. Because how dare do you give out such as how do you give out such sentiments? Surely, even if it is politics. Okay, we know politics is a dirty game, but sometimes when you use it to solve your own problems, then be ready to be in for it, because we know who these politicians are. And this time around, Kenyans are not going to be part and parcel of your own political tribulations. Anyway, that is what I had today. And do subscribe to the Kenyan Pandit channel, because that's the only way we could ask for your support.